before Dark Power Yuga happened in the 17th century, people separated everything. Went to church on Sunday, went to the synagogue on Saturday, or Seventh-day Adventist, and then we went about the rest of the week doing what we do. But that's never been the teachings of the city yoga masters. It's never been the teachings of the city yoga masters. City yoga masters always been about a daily practice, daily relationship with the mala beads, a daily relationship to, breathing energy, moving energy. It's always been the way that it is. And, the key of it is that until the 17th century, the way that people viewed pretty much spirituality and commerce was separate also. So it was like what happened in that is that the dark side was able to take control pretty much of economics of the world. And they instituted their whole plan to move forward and take domination. Why? Because you got to understand, their segment has been reduced for 175,000 years. Abba's been working on the dark side for 175,000 years. The moment that Adam and Eve showed up, everything began to change because he was working both sides in the middle. Because spiritual purification can activate Abba's DNA. And then Abba put Adam and Eve here to, on a DNA level, activate it by multiplying, right? So we were getting it from both sides. That in itself is a yin and yang symbol. The infinity sign goes throughout all of creation. But when you cut the figure eight itself, and if I was to piece the figure eight this way, and then this way, and then this way, and this way, what would I have? I would have DNA in the body. That's exactly what I would have. I would have DNA in the body. So the moment that you begin to do figure eight, exercise number 1, and Tai Chi swim exercise number 4, from the energy level, you're now unifying the field of creation from your energy body all the way down to DNA here. And if you have a high level of Abba's DNA in you, it activates it. It activates it in the DNA, in the cell wall itself anatomically, in the molecular structure, but it also activates it with 144,000 parathyroids that exist in the human being. The Western medicine's only identified 6 to 12 of those around the thyroid gland itself in the body. But you have the 144,000 people incarnating. There's over 60 to 8,000 of them here right now present. And maybe a fourth of them are awake and know who they are, right? And then there's another 20 to 40,000 coming in the next 33 years. And what are they going to do? Well, they're going to follow the same laws everybody else follows. What's that, Lama? Called the law of attraction. That's what it's called. God, the Father's dominant law in creation is law of attraction. And as our frequencies bombard out to the universe with circle of life and mastermind and everything else, it's going to be huge. But I go back to that 45-day challenge that the Lama existed. And I'll never forget, it was about 40 years ago, and I shared this recently on Mastermind, Jimmy, you remember, on Wednesday. I was talking about my first prosperity seminar. Fell on the first year I started my Tai Chi practice. The first year I started teaching, which was 1983. 1983, I'm formally teaching, and I show up at a prosperity workshop. Guy walks around with $100 bill and comes right to me. He's looking at my aura, and he goes, bah, 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 bah. And for 60 seconds, he keeps hitting me in the face. He said, that $100 bill didn't hurt you at all, did it? And I said, no, it didn't. And we started laughing. And that was the beginning for me of shifting from COL to my own form of mastermind then. That's what I was ready. I was ready, right? I was married for the first time. Everything fell in place. All of a sudden, money was important. And then I remember sitting down in meditation, and I remember, the Holy Spirit coming to me and goes, hey, Lama, why didn't you think that the kingdom of heaven would need to be financed? And I went, of